A suspect was taken into custody for the rape of the 91-year-old woman, while this past weekend was bloody as more than 65 persons have been murdered since January 1st of 2024. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. The Jamaica Motorcyclists Association has rejected a suggestion for a ban on pillion riders on motorcycles to address what it said to be a growing problem of crimes committed by motorcyclists and pillion riders. The suggestion was put forward by the Jamaica Bar Association, JAMBAR. JAMBAR in a release said robberies and murders by assailants on motorcycles have been on the rise and pointed to the recent killings of paralegal Sandra Risden in rush hour traffic. But Marlon Fletcher, a trained motorcycle instructor and former president of the Jamaica Motorcyclists Association, believes this would be a knee-jerk reaction to the crime. A St. Elizabeth-based businessman is being investigated for potential violations of the Proceeds of Crime Act after millions of dollars were discovered concealing a vehicle he owns. And it's reported that on Friday, members of the Area 3 Narcotics Division raided the businessman's residence in Warminster in St. Elizabeth. A brief inspection of the premises and vehicle found nothing illicit. However, the truck was confiscated and transferred to a police station for a thorough search. On Monday, members of the Caribbean Search Center did a thorough search of the car, discovering $2.8 million under the driver's seat in a secret compartment. The cash was seized under the Proceeds of Crime Act. And according to the latest crime statistics published by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, 65 persons have been murdered up to January 27 since the start of 2024, which is a 20% decline when compared to the corresponding period of last year. However, shootings, shooting-related injuries, and robbery reports have increased. The St. James Division leads the way with 12 murders, followed by St. Anne with 8 and St. Catherine North with 7. There was an 18.8% increase in shootings, soaring from 64 in 2023 to 76 for the corresponding period in 2024. The Police Division of St. James led the way with 10, followed by St. Andrew North with 9 and Westmoreland with 7. Also, more persons were shot and injured this year than the corresponding period last year. This year had 64 persons been shot since the start of January when compared with 52 over the same period last year. Meanwhile, the Center for Investigation of Sexual Offense and Child Abuse, CISOCA, detectives have laid charges against a 35-year-old man who is accused of raping his teenage daughter. The incident allegedly occurred last week in Westmoreland. Investigators said the teen was at home when her father held her down and raped her. A report was made to the police and the complainant given a statement implicating the accused. The man was arrested last Wednesday during a police operation in his community and he was charged over the weekend. Detectives meanwhile in St. Anne are following strong leads into Tuesday morning's vicious attack on a woman at Hillicom District in Discovery Bay. The woman, said to be in her early 40s, is in hospital in critical condition. And it's reported that about 12:30, the woman's adult son was awakened at his house by his 10-year-old brother who informed him that their mother was being attacked. The man ran to her house and found his mother covered in blood, suffering from multiple chop wounds. The police were called and the woman was assisted to hospital. In this saga in Westmoreland, me frightened till me almost dead. That is how the 91-year-old woman who was raped in Darlington, Westmoreland recounted the traumatic ordeal that has turned her world upside down. The woman recounted to reporters on Monday how she was awakened by a noise at her window only to find a stranger inside her house. And after seeking medical attention for the assault, the elderly woman has now returned home. Her grandson, facing criticism for allowing her to live alone, is appealing to the government for assistance to bring her to a safe place. He stated that he is unable to provide better care as other family members have reportedly abandoned her. And me alone, everything depend me. Me can't manage, he said. He also noted that the woman's son, who used to care for her, is now deceased. He also alleged that this was not the first time that his grandmother had been sexually assaulted. One resident who assisted the elderly woman to the hospital last year after the first rape incident echoed calls for her to be taken to an infirmary to prevent a recurrence of the incident. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament candidate for Westmoreland Eastern and General Secretary for the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell, he described the incident as one of the most evil, depraved, diabolical, dastardly wicked act that has ever been committed against a human being. Campbell also shared that he is in discussion with persons at the municipality to relocate the elderly woman to a safe space. A person of interest has now been taken into custody and a DNA sampling will be done to ascertain if this individual is the real culprit. If guilty, I recommend he be castrated in the Darlington Square. And it was a bloody weekend with a batch of shootings and murders over the weekend, capping the busy 72-hour period for the island security forces. On Thursday evening last week, two men, including a member of the Jamaica Defense Force, were shot at Tasty's restaurant on Halfway Tree Road, Kingston 5, while on Friday night, 9-year-old Shamar Walker, a student from Railway in Maypen, was gunned down during an attack at a shop on Church Street in Maypen. His mother was also shot and injured during the incident. On Saturday morning, 7 persons, including a female, were shot and injured by gunmen at a party on Barrack Street in Sablamar, Westmoreland, and the incident happened shortly after 1 a.m. Additionally, also on Saturday, a man was shot and killed at a mother's restaurant in Ocherius in St. Anne. Police reports are that at sometime after 2 a.m., the now deceased was involved in an argument between men in the restaurant, which then escalated into a brawl. During the melee, the man was shot in the chest. Meanwhile, there was also a string of shooting incidents in Nannyville in St. Andrew on Saturday, which left 2 men dead and a policeman injured. Reports are that 1 person was shot dead in the area around 4 p.m., and the second shooting, which left the other person dead in what is believed to be a reprisal killing, occurred about 8 p.m. They said about 9 p.m. police were responding to the earlier shootings when the police were attacked by gunmen and a shooting ensued and the cop was shot. Welcome to Jamrock, the place of real badman. On to sports. Arnett Gardens move up to 4th place in the Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League after scoring a 2-1 win over Harborview in their second round game, which was played at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex on Monday. Arnett Gardens moved to 33 points, which is 2 behind leaders Mount Pleasant FA and 1 behind joint second place teams Portmore United and Cavalier. All 3 goals in the game came in the final 23 minutes plus time added. In the first game of the doubleheader, Tivoli Gardens beat Vere United 2-1, are now in 5th place on 31 points thanks to a double from Horatio Morgan in the second half. Morgan scored in the 60th and the 65th minute before an own goal from Shaquille Jones in the 78th minute gave Vere United some amount of hope. In the NBA, New York Knicks are on a roll, winning 14 games out of their last 16, and we can't say the same about Miami Heat, who have lost 8 games out of the last 9 that they play. And the good thing is the team is still good enough to make the playoffs. And don't forget that the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you missed the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.